So I have some amazing news. Start of the year, I never ever bought PXG Club. I might have two on the way. Now, it's pretty hard without doing this video without it feeling like a little bit of a brag, but there is a bigger and better idea behind just getting a good deal. So over the past couple of weeks, I've been looking on eBay for some bargains and some deals. I've made no secret about it. I've struggled with my driver. I think that's really stopped me being able to score and, trying to get my scores down, get my handicap down. I did have a good weekend last weekend, came second in a pairs competition, net 62, 2 over gross. So we're getting there, much better. Just need to do a medal or stable for now. So one of my mates wants to get a driver fitting, but he's been really struggling to get one. So I suggested if you found something off eBay or a couple of drivers off eBay, then we do some testing together. Because for people that have been following my channel, they should know they've got Rapsodo MLM. He's got a voice caddy. So between the two devices, I thought we could get a pretty decent feel out for what he's getting out of his current drivers. Then I thought, well, actually, I'm struggling with my own driver as well. So why not do a DIY driver fit for myself first, and then for my mate, who's off, I believe he's off 12 or 13 at the moment. So what I've done is I've got two PXG drivers, two different heads at 10.5, and I already have my PXG XF Gen 2 at 9 degrees. So you might be asking yourself, why have I ended up with 3 different driver heads and 2 different shafts? Well, the answer's clear really. What I want to do is make sure that I'm not just buying off the rack, which is essentially what you're doing when you buy a spec and you buy something off the internet. I'm actually going to go through a process of fitting myself for this, using the launch monitor, going onto the course and seeing where the ball ends up, what my dispersion's like, tracking it with my Round Pro and using my Rapsodo MLM. So in a way, might even be better than going to, say, your local driving range that, to be fair, they might not have had as much training as I've had. I've got a sports science degree, I'm a PE teacher, I'm a teacher. Now I understand these things, I understand about biomechanics and how the club needs to be delivered. My issue is actually delivering it correctly. So my sneaking suspicion is that at 10.5 degrees, either the XF slightly open, so playing at 9.5 or 10 degrees, or playing the X Gen 2 at just straight 10.5, possibly a bit flat rather than the upright settings, I think I'm going to be onto an absolute winner. Now the beauty of this is those two heads and shaft and torque wrench, it's only cost me £222. So the master plan is I'll try and fit myself to one of those heads, and it might be that it's still my head that still works for me, and then I'll try and fit my mate with the other clubs that we've got to test. So it'll be his own driver, his spare driver, and then my 2 PXG heads. We might not use all 4 heads, we'll just see how we go. And then anything that's not being used is just going to get sold. So with that second-hand market being so strong, I've had a little look at what PXG drivers are selling for at the moment, and they're still going 250 plus. If you've got one that's in pristine condition, which my 9 degree is, which is 10.5 X is, they'll sell for just under £300 anyway. So I'm not too worried about that. The 10.5 XF head has got a dent in the back from the previous owner, but I'm not too worried about that, because what I'm thinking is I'll probably keep that as a spare, and it will just be the other PXG driver that gets sold. If my mate does end up having it, obviously I'm just going to knock off what eBay would take So I think we agreed 225 quid for shaft and PXG head, which for him is a deal, and I've basically got my money back, so you know, there's no issues there. And obviously he wants to benefit his golf game, and I'll get pleasure out of him driving much better, not messaging me on WhatsApp saying, oh, my driving was terrible today. If you're watching this, Joe, sorry mate. I get as much joy as other people playing their best golf than I do. So when I played this pairs comp the other day, it was just an absolute pleasure. I'd say shot from 210 yards, knocked to 5 feet, rolled in for birdie. I mean, you see those kind of shots, you pay to see those kind of shots on the TV. I was standing right next to him when he did it. Amazing, amazing stuff. So that's kind of what I want to get from this process. So there's going to be 2 videos coming up. There's going to be one with me getting a driver fit and me doing that myself. And then there'll be a second video showing my mate going through the process. So I don't think he's only ever had a couple of club fittings before, but he's had a bit of a bad experience. He's done it with range balls. He's done it on a TrackMan with range balls, and I think his driver came out at 186 total, which is hilarious because he hits the ball pretty far. He's got at least 100 miles per hour club head speed. So for the time that I've known him, he's been hashtag 186. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. When I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to be doing a giveaway